I'm going to ask that right away. How do you think about Hansen tonight?
How you think about him? Think he played good?
Say no more. I don't know how to say it.
No, say more.
No, he played good, man. He played great, actually. I just thought he found a good rhythm out there. The pace of it, the tempo of it was good for him. He started to kind of see, you know, how the game kind of matured. You know, it helped him out. But he played good, man. Obviously, he made some spectacular plays that I'm sure we'll be seeing again tonight on TV. But he was good. He was really good all over the place. I thought, you know, his rim protection was high level. You know, a lot of block shots. He was in some better spots defensively in the game as well. But, yeah, thought he was good.
Has he been that good behind the scenes, like that impactful in training camp?
He's had some moments. He's had some moments in camp where he showed some flashes, but not, you know, the whole practice or, you know. But he's had some moments where you're just like, wow, he's not supposed to be doing that at that size, you know.
Is there a part of you that was, I don't know, relieved or happy just after, you know, his debut went the way it did to see him rebound?
Well, look, as I told y'all the other night, I feel bad for him in the first game. I know he just wanted to play so well, and we all wanted him to. And so to see him come out the very next game and play so much better, and he looked so much more comfortable, it makes you happy, you know, because he works his butt off, man, you know, and he's trying to please all of us, and he's hearing a million different voices, and most he can't even understand. We're talking too fast for him. But I was super proud of him tonight.
Chauncey, Hansen had obviously the second half, but Shaden did as well. That first half was so disjointed with that many fouls. What was going to be your message to those guys as far as like the adjustment and how to attack that second half?
Well, look, I just didn't think we came out with our mentality. You know, we were playing kind of slow, and granted, so many foul calls, it was tough to run. But I just didn't think, you know, we pressured like we usually like to. And when you don't pressure, you just don't play fair. I just didn't think it was us. You know, it took us too long to get into it. And so at halftime, I just reminded them what we wanted to get done in the game, you know. And the second half will present an opportunity where we can get a do-over, if you will. And thought we did a great job with that. I really did. We started the half with 6 straight stops, I think a 10 or 11-0 run. And, you know, we kind of turned the tide a little bit. And that was what we wanted to do earlier.
Did you have anything specifically for Shaden?
Well, I just wanted Shaden to be aggressive. You know, I thought at the start, you know, he wasn't attacking. You know, he was coming off a pick and roll sometimes going east and west, and that's never good for Shaden, especially when they're playing and retreating at the level. That lets me know off the top that he's not aggressive, you know, and he shouldn't spend any time on the court not being that, because we need him to be that, and he's really good at it. So I just told him, you know, you got to pick it up, man. You got to pick it up, and he did that.
Was there anything going on with Tumani to not play in the second half, or he just saw
Yeah, he was a little sore, a little soreness in his knee.
Like you mentioned, it's obviously very physical inside, a lot of early fouls. Like, what's the lesson that you think those two centers can learn from, like, this game, like dealing with very physical games, opponents, things like that?
Yeah, I think, you know, both, you know, DC and Hansen, you know, this is the preseason, so, you know, you're starting to get used to how the referees are calling games, and obviously when you're in training camp, you know, it's so physical a lot of times, you know, we don't call these fouls in practice, you know, so there's an adjustment that needs to happen, you know, when you actually start playing the game, because I want our guys to be physical at all times. And so now that they're seeing how they're calling it, you know, they'll start to kind of make those adjustments.
We haven't seen it much, but you've gone small both games. Is that something you guys can do every night?
Yeah, I like it. I like going small. That'll be a big part of our season. We have the length to do it if we can just rebound. I thought we did a pretty good job when we had the chances tonight to do that. I think Denny can guard up and guard big. Tumani can as well. So, yeah.
When Hansen made his first free throw, there is a young Hansen Jiayu, and that means let's go Hansen in the stands, and there are 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know, when Hansen already scored 10-something points in a row, there are thousands of millions of people out there in China doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So learning that, does that give you a little bit more confidence knowing that the whole nation just standing right behind you guys and rooting for you? Does that give you like more confidence about Hansen and his future in this team?
Yeah, I mean, my confidence in him has nothing to do with where he's from. You know, he's just a fantastic young player. You know, and you know, by the way, getting him, we've added a couple new fans. You know, and we're all happy about that, and we understand and we know that, you know, they want him to be the biggest star in the NBA. I'm sure, you know, but so does everybody else, people on the team. So we're excited. You know, we're here to develop him and help him along the way.
Coach, a little bit of a different situation, but how did you like the way you guys were able to finish out the game tonight compared to the way it went in Golden State?
Yeah, I thought we did a much better job of finishing it out. It got a little tricky there, you know, at the end. The one thing I was able to do more today is just sub. You know, those guys got so tired, and in Golden State we didn't have any subs, and I didn't want to put, obviously, our guys back in there. So today, kind of just going back and forth with Chris and City, and played Blake a little bit further into the fourth, gave us a little help.